You're watching Capitol View, Sunday morning talk focused on the political scene in Arkansas.
Welcome back to the program. Joining me now, Joseph Wood. He is the chairman of the Arkansas GOP. Good to see you, my friend.
Morning, Rock. How are you,
It's been
sir?
a while. It's been a while.
Good to see
So, you've been traveling a lot. We've been trying to get you on the show since you got elected. How many weeks has it been since you've been elected?
A little more than a month and a half.
Yeah, a little more than that.
About a month and a half.
All right, let's begin with Congress, which was what I call crazy town this week. Arkansas's 4 congressmen all voted to keep Speaker of the House McCarthy in his role, but that obviously did not play out.
Sure.
My question to you is, what do you think plays out next? Do you think that we will have a Steve Scalise, Jim Jordan speakership? They floated the idea of Donald Trump coming in as a temporary speaker, and then there's been this idea of a possible brokered kind of power sharing deal between Republicans and Democrats. Where do you put your money? I know you're not a gambler.
Yes, I think that it's going to be a between Scalise and Jordan. I think that if I was a betting man, it would be Jordan. I think that former Speaker McCarthy really had a good relation, and Jordan has a good relation with both sides of that group of who went and said, hey, we didn't like you dealing with the Democrats, but we're going to go and deal with the Democrats and pull you out. It just you're right, it was crazy town. But I think we're going to go ahead and look at, a Jordan being the one who can really bring together and unify, and then move down the agenda of the Republican Party.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
so that's my
watch.
play. I think the tease was not President Trump. I just think that was just a tease. I don't think that's going.
Not going anywhere.
No.
Your timing was really good. Y'all just had Kevin McCarthy here for a big GOP
did.
fundraiser.
That's
it wouldn't
right.
have worked if he was on the schedule next month, I don't think.
It would have been tough. And he was great. Really good.
How
job.
much did y'all raise on that?
Oh, gosh, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it was a couple $100,000.
It was
easy.
It was good.
It was really good.
All right, Donald Trump on trial this week. We actually saw him sitting in a courtroom. You have to be neutral at this point in the presidential race. It's one of the benefits of being a chairman of the GOP is you don't have to pick a potential candidate there. I presume whoever the nominee is, the Arkansas GOP and you as chairman will be supportive of that. But do you think that Trump's the front runner, do you think that there is enough firepower, time, money, skill for someone to take him out?
At this point, it looks like a long shot. You really, really have to do something just based on what polls are saying. Now, again, can polls be misleading and off? But that's a pretty big gap that he has in front of some of the other contenders. And so, but you can't never say never.
Yeah.
And so anyway, it'll be a long shot. It could happen. I just don't see it in the near future, right?
When you talk to members around the state of the Arkansas GOP, does it matter to them if Trump is the nominee, if he would be indicted, if he'd be convicted? I mean, do you think that matters to them, that they would say, well, it's time to look for an alternative, we can't?
Well, no, I think until the law plays all the way out and it's actually what it is, it's all, again, a creation of people's what-ifs and hypotheses until it comes down to actually what it is. Well, people then have to make a call. Man, what do we do and what happens next? What's the backdrop? What's the backup? What happens when we go into the convention next year, and will it be a broker convention? Is it going to be a clear cut? This is who it's going to end up being. Only time will tell as these all the indictments, all this starts to play out. Yes.
And we're ways away from all of that playing out there.
Oh,
all
yeah.
right, here in Arkansas, we're headed into week 5 of a scandal involving a lectern that was bought originally by the governor's office, repaid by the Arkansas GOP. You've obviously had a lot of knowledge of everything that's going on with all of that. Was the plan all along for this to be reimbursed by the Arkansas GOP? Because I haven't seen any proof of that. But I'd like to hear from someone that would say, yes, that was the plan, or no, it wasn't.
First of all, scandal, I would not say it was a scandal.
Okay.
And second, I would say this is a manufactured crisis. It really is. It's again, Democrats swirling, because what more can they have? We have a governor who's come into office, who ran on a couple of things. We need economic vitality in the state of Arkansas. We need to change education in Arkansas. And for us to have economic vitality, we got to be safe. She came in, started working with legislators, got education reform. Hadn't happened in a historic 100 plus years. Yeah. We got major education reform, teacher pay from bottom to top, in the nation now. We're able to attract good teachers to come and help work with our parents and our kids. The money is now able to parental and control, parental empowerment.
But don't you think that the
we
high
don't have
cost of
that.
the $19,000 lectern, that's raised eyebrows with a lot of people, and just the way that it was handled, the way that it has been brought to the public's attention, the way that it's been handled by the governor's office to not explain what's going on, is that should be of concern, shouldn't it, to citizens?
No laws was broken, and nothing was out of kilt. And so, again, we're going to spend that energy here and not deal with the fact that folks are in the Democrat Party saying, you know what? We can't hold up the Biden administration. We can't talk about inflation. We can't talk about the border crisis. And also, we're going to go and come up with this manufacturing crisis. It's being addressed. The people in Arkansas love the fact that we had 2 tax cuts in 9 months. 2 tax cuts. 4.4 on our state. She plans on eliminating the state income tax. The people in Arkansas, in particular, our Republicans and even Democrats, are saying, when I go to the gas pump, I see this. When I'm going by my grocery bills, I feel this. They're not talking about some of this manufacturing. They're talking about a governor and the leadership of the legislators who are saying they're addressing the issues that we put them in office to deal with.
I agree that there's bigger issues out there, but I still want an answer to this question. Was it the plan all along for the Arkansas GOP to reimburse for that? Why didn't they just buy it directly?
And the GOP has always done that. They buy the furnitures for the governors, and prior we did it for Governor Sanders. They did it for Governor Hutchinson.
Right.
So again, it's a manufactured crisis.
All right. Lastly, when you ran for GOP chairman, I don't think that your top priority was dealing with this lectern and dealing with chaos in the U.S. House of Representatives. What do you still want to accomplish?
Well, back then it was all about, I was a Tea Party guy, and it was all about the taxes that's going on right now in D.C. At that time, we were talking about $3-5 trillion, and now we're at $30 trillion. So the focus now is all about this American dream still is real, and that there's folks around the world who wants to come to this country because they can't do and be and have in their country what we can do in this country. And Arkansas is the epitome of that. When you look and see a Governor Sanders who gets elected, or myself who comes up out of the streets of Chicago, found in the streets, my goal is to have an exemplary party in this state that the rest of the country says we want to exemplify and do exactly the same things that they're doing in Arkansas. Do reforms, bold reforms like education, like in our tax cutting.
I got to wrap it up there because we're running short time. I'm still not sure why the GOP didn't just pay for that lectern straight up instead of going through the governor's office and reimbursing them, but we'll talk about that when we get off the set. All right. Joseph Wood.
Appreciate you.
Good to be with you.
Take care of yourself.
All right.
Yep.
We're back with more right after this.